last year, there was an over-expenditure in the legal department's budget because of the caseload and other factors. That contract left an unpaid debt owed. This council directed the firm in question here to continue on with litigation, including the robotics case, with the understanding that this matter would be dealt with. This is solely to deal with an unpaid debt. It has nothing to do with this year.
Of the $100,000, are you at liberty to say how much would be spent for robotics, how much would be spent on Ms. Mason's legal fees?
From last year, I mean, it's both of those were significant expenses. That's really what the what were the over expenditures. We're really dealing with the Councilwoman Mason's litigation and the robotics litigation.
Councilman Russo.
Just for the record, Councilwoman Mason did recuse herself. She is out of the room.
Yeah.
Just for the record.
Yes. The potential exposure to the city certainly is if Councilwoman Mason were to win any of these cases, and I will point out all the cases on appeal she's lost already. I'll point out all the cases on appeal she's lost already, and she's appealing, would be the payment of her legal fees. There have been some settlement discussions in a couple of these cases, but how far they're going to progress.
And the payment of, just for clarification, Steve, the payment of Councilwoman Mason's attorney's fees, if that were ordered by a court, that's above and beyond what is being itemized in this resolution in terms of what we're paying our attorneys, right?
That's correct. If Councilwoman Mason eventually succeeds in getting one of the trial level or appellate level, in my case, decisions overturned, the potential is that the city could be required to pay her attorney's fees. That's under the OPRA statute. Her cases are brought generally under the Open Public Records Act.
She's actively seeking attorney's fees?
She is actively seeking attorney's fees
against
from
the city of Hoboken.
And that is correct.
Okay.
Is there an approximate amount?
What about stamps?
Do we have any approximate amount of what those fees might be? That way.
Well, in answer to the council fee question, I don't have an exact number because we don't have a bill from Mr. Kanowitz, who is Councilwoman Mason's attorney, but I would estimate, certainly in the Supreme Court case, this case has been going on since 2004, or maybe even 2003, so we're talking, potentially north of $100,000. But that by far was the biggest and most complex case, and that case has already gone through the trial level where the city has won. It's gone through the appellate division where the city has won. And we'll have oral argument before the Supreme Court, and we're relatively confident that the Supreme Court's going to see it the same way that the other courts saw it.
I'm here to talk to you as fellow council members and members of the public, as a private citizen, and to review something that was brought up last week, in which I actually listened to, and now I'd like to respond to. At our last council meeting, comments were made regarding lawsuits that I've brought against the city of Hoboken, and I'm glad at this moment to have a turn to clarify the facts and issues. All my cases involve requests for records about expenditures and use of public funds. I've had to sue to make our city officials comply with laws governing open public records and open public meetings. And I will add also destruction of public records. Out of 6 cases, Hoboken has lost 2 and has had to pay out more than $11,000 in attorney fees alone. City officials have never, and I emphasize that, attempted to resolve these lawsuits before they came to trial. And that's what I came here to do, and to also correct the record, because if I understood correctly, and maybe I misunderstood last time, it was said that I didn't win any
of these cases, and I will point out all the cases on appeal she's lost already. Point out all the cases on appeal she's lost already. Point out all the cases on appeal she's lost already.
Open public meetings, open public records and the destruction of public records is not a frivolous issue.